Yo, what is going on, guys? Hope you guys are having a great day. In today's video, as you guys see by the title, I am making a video on how to improve your personal movement in COD Mobile. If you guys don't know, I'm very movement-based. I'm a very movement-based player when it comes to COD Mobile. That's probably one of the main things that I use within my gunfights. And in today's video, I'm going to show you a bunch of techniques that will help you win most of your gunfights. Anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, sub, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace. Alright guys, and welcome back to the video. So, as you guys can see in the gameplay, I'm showing you guys in the background. This is just going to be the gameplay that I show you guys, and then in between the gameplay, I'm going to be showing you guys the clips of the movement that I've been using. Up first, we have the first movement of the technique, which is known as slide peeking. As you guys can see in the clips above, the slide peeking movement basically requires you to be behind an obstacle and then peeking as you're behind it, going towards your enemy. The reason why it is best to do it when you're behind an obstacle is so that the enemy doesn't see it coming and you can have the peeker's advantage over them. Honestly, the slide peeking is a movement that I do use not as much as others, like the drop shot, but that is one of my favorite ones to use, and it does feel really smooth when you get the hang of it. Up next, we have one known as Jiggle Peeking. Jiggle Peeking is basically when you hide behind cover and you just jiggle peek left and right alongside the wall when you see an enemy. Just keep in mind, you don't want to overextend and jiggle peek way further than what you're supposed to do, because if you do, the enemy can basically shoot you behind the wall because of desync and you can end up dying. Up next, we have the drop shot. The drop shot is probably one of my most favorite movements to use, and it's probably the one that I use the most, especially on one-on-one gunfights. This one right here is probably the easiest one to do, because all you have to do is just basically click your prone button or hold down your crouch button. And also, with that being said, the reason why this is great is because the enemy probably won't see it coming, and the moment they do, they have to realign their crosshair towards the ground, and by the time they realign their crosshair towards the ground, they will probably most likely be dead because of the amount of time they took to do so. The next movement we have is wide peeking. So this movement right here, I don't really recommend using. I mean, you can use it, but I don't really use it that much personally. The reason why is because I feel like it's too risky to use. Reason why is because when you're behind cover, you can be in way too many off angles to the point where an enemy can just flank you from behind and kill you if you're trying to set it up, because it does take a while to line up your crosshair properly. So I wouldn't really recommend doing it for that reason specifically. But if you are confident in your ability to not get flanked and your crosshair placement will be really good, feel free to do so, because the peeker's advantage will be on your side, especially during that movement. Up next, we have jump shotting. This one isn't really used as much as it was previously in other seasons. I don't know if you guys know about this, but back in the beta of Australia and the Canadian beta and season 1 actually and 2, this was a technique that was used a lot all around, only because the jumping movement within the game was really broken, and also even in the Australian servers, or the beta, sorry, when you spam jumped, some shots wouldn't register, which would make it impossible to kill someone basically, and for that reason specifically, a bunch of people would abuse it. But during the newest seasons of the game, you don't really see it coming towards you. The reason why is because jumping was nerfed, and jumping isn't really as reliable as before, because the accuracy while jumping is way worse than it was before. So yeah, it is a good technique to use when you're using SMGs, because you can still control it while in the air. But when it comes to ARs, I would not recommend using that technique. Up next, we have the crouch spam. This movement right here is another one of those movements that I do enjoy using and do use a lot, especially during my competitive play. The reason why is because the crouch spam does throw off the enemy's aim, because you keep going up and down, back and forth, which means they have to align their crosshairs and readjust it every time. And by the time they do that, they will most likely miss most of their bullets while you are hitting yours. And once that happens, you basically win the gunfight at the end of the day. Alright guys, for this next one, this is a special one. The reason why is because a bunch of you guys always ask me how I do this, especially on my streams. If you guys don't know, I do stream on Trovo. But anyways, this is one of the ones that you guys do ask a lot on how to do, and it's pretty easy. You guys are going to see it on screen a couple of times. So basically, as you guys can see on the right side, my crouch button basically goes from prone to unprone to prone. How I do that is basically The moment I see an enemy, I prone by holding the crouch button, or you click the prone button depending on which button you have. And then as I do that, I double tap the crouch button because I use the crouch button to drop shot. And then I continue the same cycle basically. So you prone by holding the crouch button, and then you double tap to get up. And then you prone again by holding the crouch button to go back down. Now, it does seem complicated as I'm saying it, but it is easy. You just basically do a pattern of hold, double tap, hold, double tap. And once you figure that out and time it perfectly, you can easily do that movement I do. It is really helpful because, once again, it's one of those movements that makes the enemy realign their crosshair and adjust it. And by the time they do that, you can probably hit every single one of your shots because they won't see it coming, but you will, if that makes sense. And yeah. Alright guys, so for the last and final movement I have for you guys is the thing that I just did on the screen. Now, I'm going to show you guys this clip a couple of times just so you guys don't get confused. But most of you guys probably don't know this, but with the newest movement changes to the game, you can now control where your slide go towards. So let's say I do run in and I slide towards one way, I can move my joystick to the right side and then jump to the other side, if that makes sense. Now, it does sound confusing, but like I said, you just run, as in the sprint, and then you slide towards the way you want to go, and then you move your joystick to the side you want to jump towards. And once you do that, the enemy will 100% get will get caught off guard. Sorry, I'm recording this video at exactly 4:23 a.m., so I can't properly speak English, but anyways, like I said, they will 100% get caught off guard. I always do this trick multiple times in scrims, especially tourneys, and it's such a good feeling to do so. Reason why is because it is a trick that, will take some time to, get used to, but once you do master it, it is a great trick to use. And like I said, it's always, unpredictable of when someone will do it or what way they'll do it, which is why it's one of those techniques you guys can use to your best advantage. Anyways, guys, those are all the movement techniques I have for you guys. In the background, you guys are still going to be seeing the gameplay, but as you guys can see, there is going to be a bunch of changes coming soon to the channel. I mean, you guys obviously can't see, but some things I haven't updated you guys about, but if you guys don't know, I have finally bought a PC. With that being said, I can finally do restreaming, which means I can stream on YouTube and Trovo at the same time. So make sure you guys watch out for that. I'm very excited to do that for you guys. Sorry. But like I said, I'm very excited to do that for you guys. And also, with that being said, make sure to tune into those streams because I am dropping some news as well in those future streams. But other than that, hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, sub, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.